Hey there, good morning and welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. Now time for our monthly segment with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. We are joined by Rob and Deb. How are you two this morning?
Hello, Chelsea.
Very good.
Nice
How are
to
you?
see you both. You sound like you've had a fun summer this far. So it's been nice to chat with you for a moment. But let's talk for a moment first about, let's kind of set the stage for Park City real estate facts when it comes to the various regions of Park City and what we're seeing and some of those changes that have developed. Let's start first with Old Town. What are we seeing?
So just a bigger picture. When somebody, always asks us about how the real estate market is, it's really hard for us to say it is one word.
Right.
It is awesome. It is slow. It is booming, because there's so many segments to our market. Okay. So for instance, like you asked, Old Town. Old Town has it's the enigma of our market. When the market was down a lot, Old Town was down a little. Okay, everybody wants a piece of Old Town. So it is up 28%. Sales are up 28% from last quarter. So just in second quarter, we've had sales up 28%. And believe it or not, the median price in Old Town is $1.2 million. So, just to blanket ask how's the market, we're going to have to drill down.
Sure, yeah, like you said, you can't make a generalization. As simple as we'd like, you guys make it as simple as possible. There comes a point where you kind of have to make that discrepancy.
But always. I mean, we go to a party, we go to a function, and the first question people say, how's the market?
Oh, goodness. You're like, let's talk for a few minutes.
Exactly.
So then you can find out. All right, well, Park Meadows is up a healthy 24%.
Ooh, wow. So you want to take Park Meadows?
Yeah, Park Meadows is one of those neighborhoods that everybody loves Park Meadows in Park City, and it's generally been more of a primary type of a neighborhood, but we are seeing more second homes. But the numbers are great there, up 24%, and just keeps selling. Anything under $1 million in Park Meadows generally flies off the shelves. Of course,
I'm sure.
If it comes on under $1 million, it's going to get a lot of looks at least.
Wow.
So,
So just in this year alone, there have been 31 sales in Park Meadows alone. Okay, so everybody loves Park Meadows. It's walkability, the bus route, close to town, close to schools. Park Meadows has always been a hot market.
Park Meadows is always consistent. We can always see one sale a week, almost no matter what the market is. It just always seems to sell. So it's a consistent place in our market.
Very good. And what about Prospector?
Well, wow, Prospector. Prospector's usually kind of a slower market, but in just this year alone, there have been sales have gone up 8% from. Let's see, let me think now. In the last 4 quarters, there have been more sales in the second quarter than there have been in the last 4 quarters total.
Interesting.
So, gosh, there's been a lot of sales in Prospector. Prices are really eking up. They're into the $700,000 and $800,000 price point, and those are unprecedented numbers for us.
Right. Okay, then Snyderville Basin. How are we looking there?
Yeah, Snyderville, get some of my numbers here. Median sales price for single family home was up 18% to $850. So, again, just like Prospector, it's the entry level into Park City for a single family home is just eking up from that $500 and $600 to the $700 and $800 range there. So it continues to go up.
Okay.
So what I think is a really interesting fact, and people talk to us all the time, that if a family is moving into the Park City market to put their kids in the Park City school system, they have to probably plan on spending about $750,000, about $700 and some $1,000. And we're not talking about a palatial home. We're talking about a nice family home in a family neighborhood. So the numbers are really eking up.
Interesting. And then up next we have Jeremy Ranch, Pine Brook, and Trailside Park altogether. Well, how's that going?
Yeah, so the numbers there, Jeremy Ranch, average price $850 that we kind of mentioned there for the Snyderville Basin. Pine Brook's at $780, and then Trailside Park is at $619. So you see a lot of young families in the Trailside Park area, and out in the Silver Summit area. There's still some smaller homes there, and some of them may need a little bit of work, but there's some square footage in some of those as well. So that's a nice area if you're looking to get into the market here.
Excellent. And then last of all, tell me about the Canyons area. area? How's that looking?
Well, okay, so the colony just
Sure.
totally blows those numbers out of the market.
Yeah.
So the median sales price in there is a little over $5.5 million, about $5.5 million. But that is primarily all colony homes, and those are
Sure.
really
So that's
spectacular.
what should be expected.
Exactly,
really.
exactly. Those are some really spectacular homes up there.
Good.
The colony has had some really great lot sales over the last, year and a half.
Exactly.
They've just been selling a lot of real estate up there, and that probably has partly to do with Park City and the Canyons, the
Connecting.
merger
Yeah, I'm
there.
wondering, do you
gives
guys,
that access.
how much more do you think that will change? Will it change some of those numbers as we move to this first season with these resorts being combined?
You know, I think the jury is still out, but we've got to imagine that with those two resorts combining and the gondola drops right into the colony,
Right.
boy, those are going to be some premium lot sales
Oh,
over there.
yeah.
Some
Wow.
very premium lot sales.
And that's another reason that Old Town, real estate is all about location, location, location. That's why it's been consistent even during the downtimes. But now Old Town is even more connected to more skiing. And so when the original Vail announcement was made last year, Old Town was doing really well. And I think that that's only going to continue now that you could ski literally from Old Town to the canyons.
Wow. All right. Well, looking ahead, we have a relatively stable market.
We do have a stable market, and I think another interesting note is when I first came to town 27 years ago, Park City was primarily a resort community and not a lot of single-family homes. Now people that are buying a second home or have purchased a second home are now moving into it to live here full time. And they're bringing their children to the schools, which is pretty indicative of what's going on in the school system now. So the schools are getting larger, the school district is having to, redistrict, rethink, rebuild. So we're seeing more people come to town just because we're such an awesome place to live.
Oh, sure. Yeah. How can you not?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, even because I come from up the canyon, and so when I'm here, the thing Joe and I always talk about is the smell. I don't think you guys realize how nice, clean, and pure it smells up here in the morning. Like, I'm serious. It's a weird thing.
It is
but
fresh,
when you're
crisp
coming
air.
from the valley,
Yes.
it's nice. It really is. Okay. So short sales and foreclosures at pre-recession levels. What does that mean for those looking to buy or sell?
So that means when a buyer comes to us new to the market and they go, well, I'd love to buy a short sale or foreclosure, they really don't exist. They're less than 1% of our market. So we have no short sales. I shouldn't say no. We have precious
Very
few
few.
short sales, precious few foreclosures, and if they come to the market, there is such a rush on it. There's no deal to be had.
Okay. And then anything else to add in terms of what we are looking forward to as we go into the next couple of months and the beginning of next year?
Well, I think our inventory remains low or stable. However, our inventory as of July 1 is probably about the most inventory we've had in the last year.
Really?
So, but that doesn't mean there's a ton of inventory. It remains low, but we have more inventory now than we've had in the last year.
Interesting. All right. Well, Rob, any last words? How can we get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, give us a buzz, 435-647. I'm at 8010.
And I'm at 8009. So, and we're always on the World Wide Web at leehartley.com.
All right. Well, thank you, both of you. A pleasure to have you back in with
Thanks,
us.
Chelsea.
And,
We'll
look
see you
forward
next month.
to next month. That's right. Thank you for
Thanks.
the overview and update. Well, after this commercial break, we'll be right back. It's about 43 minutes after the hour. We'll share some of the behind the scenes from the Seco Block competition. It happens today. We'll let you know what happened last year.